Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Bastards post-game show. Tonight, in my opinion, that was the Red Sox game of the season. I hope you all got a chance to witness that come from behind victory at Fenway Park. The place was rocking. I'm super thrilled about it. I think this is probably one of the better feel-good games of the season, without question asked about that. In case you don't know who I am Nick. It's great to be with you all here once again. I want to welcome Vic back from vacation and also back into the show. How you doing, Vic?
Doing great, Nick. Thank you for asking. Was on a little bit of an elongated vacation, but as I mentioned before, it's great to come back and see that the boys have turned it around over the past month or so. It's refreshing, and it gives us good vibes here on these short talks.
It was a key matchup game of the week for ESPN for a weeknight game. It's weird that there was no Nesson feed or anything like that. You can only watch it on ESPN. But Braves, best record in baseball right now, have tons of star power on this team and had up one of their premier pitchers in the league, Spencer Strider, 11-3 coming into the game, going up against Brayan Bello, who just coming off the paternity list and everything. A lot of hype coming into this game. Last night, Terry and I did the post-game show, and we both were a little on edge a little bit on where we thought this game was going to lead. But I was the positive one. Just want to make sure that I throw that out there for us all. I had faith. I had faith that Bello was going to be able to prevail. It really wasn't Bello, though, prevailing from this. This was the offense kicking back in. Bello was, in my eyes, he was decent.
Yeah,
he was decent. Strider pitched an amazing game. The Red Sox got very lucky. They got him on the ropes in the seventh inning, got him out of the game at 91 pitches. And then came the story of Rafi Devers hitting that ball basically in the dirt, right down the right field side for a big home run. And the momentum started to change. Did you notice the same thing too?
absolutely. And I mean, that's one thing that I can say has been positive about the Red Sox team or lineup specifically all year long is that this team puts together, for the most part, great at bats up and down the lineup, and they work the count, and they're putting starting pitchers, regardless of how good they are, regardless of their pedigree, they're putting them in positions where, they're getting pulled in the fifth and sixth inning. I mean, Strider was on a roll, and when he gets hot like that and he's not missing on the fastball, has that slider to play off of the fastball with, right? It seemed like he was just making quick work of us. I couldn't imagine getting a run off of him. It looked like he could go 8 at one point.
Same for me. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a long flight to San Francisco tonight with the 3-0 deficit after the big home run that Ozzie Albers hit for the Braves. So from there on out, I'm like, this is going to be a tough one to pull out. I said to myself, maybe I'm happy with the split. Right. This is the best team that they have in baseball, but I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep seeing what happens. Well, Devers was able to get a hold of it, and then I think, in my opinion, the star of the game tonight was Tristan Casas.
Again. I mean, he's growing up in front of our eyes.
You and I haven't talked about this. Since you've been back from your vacation, but 2 months ago, I think we both wanted him down right in Worcester, getting more reps, getting more time down there and everything. And what a 180 that's happened, both defensively, hitting that groove with the bat. You can't take him out of the lineup now. And this is great to see. I even tweeted tonight, I'm one of those people, like, if I'm critical, I am certainly going to say I'll own it. I will absolutely, if someone's coming out and doing their great job, I will say good for them.
Right.
I'm glad they're doing what they're doing. I'm glad. All I want to do is win, see them win and be successful. And that's what we're seeing Casas do. Make the adjustments, finally figuring out major league pitching, getting a better look in the box on what's coming to him. And you can see the confidence. The confidence right now for him is at its best level yet. It's great to see.
No, absolutely. And I think the biggest thing with him, specifically in the first 2 months of the season, he's always been known for his eye, putting together those great ABs, but those non-committal check swings on some pitches that he should have just absolutely hammered or went after early in counts, you didn't see that. You're starting to see that now. He's attacking his pitches. He's recognizing them much earlier, and he's still working those counts, drawing walks. It's like you said, I think a 180 is the perfect way to describe it. And I believe Eduardo Perez said on the broadcast today, it might be time to move him up. Now, I think it's a great problem to have.
I would be in agreement.
Right? I think it's a great problem to have if that's even up for debate, the way that he's swinging the bat. If you can still justify keeping him down, in the second half of the lineup. But again, no, it's wonderful to see. And that's what you dreamt of, right? When you have a top 25, 50 prospect in all baseball, that's what you want to see.
He's going up with a plan.
Right.
And the plan is not being undecisive.
Yeah.
He's going up. He's going to have a better idea of what he's looking for, make the adjustment, and get the hit, which is huge to see in his development.
Absolutely.
But the one thing I do want to really point out is the past 2 games, his eye has been tremendous on drawing even walks to get the lineup continuing to move and to get that pitch count up, much like they did tonight with Strider. He had a big-time walk also in this game tonight. So his eye on what he's seeing at the plate right now is locked in. That is gigantic for this team. So just another thing I wanted to harp on him. If you're not a fan of Justin Turner yet, just leave the city. Just leave, because this guy can do it all. He makes an impactful play every time he's in the lineup, whether it's at second base. He's not the greatest second baseman in the world, but I'm sure you're going to be in the same agreement with me. If he's playing second base, that's going to lengthen your lineup out. So that gives you a chance to have your best players playing all the time.
This was the best lineup that we had out all season. When I saw it get released earlier by the team on Twitter, it is by far the best lineup, just from top to bottom. I mean, JT is a pro's pro. Any team would be lucky to have him. I think him and JD swap, right? It gets talked about often when JD was hitting all the home runs early in the season. I think this is one of those rare win-win swaps, even though it wasn't technically a swap. I think JD's done great for himself there. He doesn't need to be talked about in terms of the 2023 Red Sox, but Turner has done a phenomenal job providing that versatility, whether it's a DH, third base, first, second, his bat, his ability to come up in clutch spots. And I think it's also been mentioned by numerous people that he is the leader of that clubhouse. And that says something, right? When you've only been there for 5 months, that says a lot.
And that was one of the reasons that they wanted to bring some character guys in who had integrity, that wanted to play for the team first kind of guys. That is Justin Turner.
Absolutely.
And this is no knock on Kike Hernandez, because he was the same way. Wherever you need me to play, I'll play. It just didn't work out for him. It's a results business. It didn't work out. But Justin Turner has made everybody in Boston forget about JD Martinez.
No, he's a
he's
a different tier player than Kike. Yeah, that's not close.
So that was huge to see tonight. You also got insurance run from Adam Duvall. If he's going to continue to give me a 1-for-4 or some sort of production night by night basis, I'll take it. That's 100% great. But I need to also talk about the defense tonight, because the team has been shaky at times with questionable games, whether they lose track of outs or they make mental mistakes in the field. Big time play by Alex Verdugo in right field, and he's been off for about a month now. I'm hoping that big catch tonight gets him into a groove. I do. I hope that gets him really locked in and feeling like himself again. And then the other one I got to mention is, when are these teams going to realize in baseball that you do not run on Connor Wong? You do not, because you're going to be out.
No, I mean, I think you're hitting the nail on the head here with we've been very shaky on defense, to say the least, all year long. I think we lead the league in errors by a pretty wide margin. But the one place where I think we have been way above average is at the catcher position with Connor Wong. His athleticism, he has an absolute cannon of an arm. I mean, it's great to see that, even though his bat has been, inconsistent so far, we have some consistency behind the plate. He has been fantastic for us. He's a game changer back there.
And then lo and behold, 9th inning, I mean, there was a little bit of trouble. Kenley Jensen comes in, tries to get the save. Runners on first and third. See you later.
Yep. Don't even try.
Not even a question, even with one out. I mean, they pinched ran. I forget the guy's name. but they pinch ran him and see you later. He was done, gone, sit right back in your dugout, had no business even running in that situation.
Hey, let him keep running.
So that was huge.
Let him keep running.
Last thing I want to mention, too, is before that ninth inning, we also had the eighth inning where you had Joe Jakes actually pitched the seventh inning into that. And then you had Bernardino come in, John Schreiber going on he just started. It was your opener yesterday. Came back in the heart of the lineup, got 2 outs. They went to Bernardino to get the final out in that eighth inning. Cora takes a lot of heat sometimes for questionable managerial decisions. But one of the things that was great about this one tonight is the fact that you are starting to solidify some weapons in this bullpen.
Oh, yeah.
Bernardino, Schreiber, Chris Martin, Kenley Jensen, Josh Winkowski, Jolie Rodriguez. That's 7 names right now that I can name that have been very consistent for you, especially in the last 2 weeks. You have depth in your bullpen right now, and you have more arms coming. Tanner Hulk, Garrett Whitlock, those are names coming. I don't know about you, but I feel good about this right now.
I feel great about the pen. And going into the season, that was the one spot that I thought would be a position of strength for us. And now you start to talk about, with these guys coming back, potentially, a Houck or Whitlock moving to the pen so they can get them back faster. Pavetta's emergence in the pen has been incredible.
Amazing.
It's been incredible. It works to his strengths. Being mostly a 2-pitch pitcher, he's been phenomenal. And then guys like Bernardino, right? Schreiber coming back. Hopefully he finds it. Chris Martin has been nails. Kenley's been great. I don't think you can say enough about it. I think I saw a stat yesterday as well that the Red Sox are a league leading like 40-2 when they're leading after 6 innings. And that is
all the same thing.
That is you talk about 180s. That's a 180 from last year. We couldn't hold a lead to save our lives. And now we're leading.
We hadn't had a closer since Craig Kimbrell. So this is beautiful. Like Eck would say, it's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
Couple last minute stats before we transition into the weekend for the Giants. The Red Sox are now 15-5 since July 30th, and they are now 21-4 in yellow jerseys. I think they should just paint the wall yellow at this point.
Keep wearing them. I don't care.
They're calling the Boston Yellow Sox.
I don't care if they call them
the Boston Yellow Sox or whatever it is.
Keep wearing them.
I do hope they have those uniforms on the trip because they need to keep wearing them because whatever it is about them, they have some sort of good luck charm, good luck, something about them. It's great.
I agree.
It's crazy to see.
Yep.
Typically, our shows usually go just about 10 minutes, but because our viewer count is really high right now, we're going to keep rolling with this, if that's cool with you, Vic.
Yep.
I do want to also keep going with, we have the Giants now upcoming. It's a big West Coast trip. That flight for the West Coast, that flight's probably going to be bumping. They're going to be excited. They're feeling good about themselves right now. You got Cutter Crawford on the hill for Friday night. As a reminder, it's a late start. It is 10:15 at night. You Red Sox loyal fans, you better be staying up because this team, they're at their highest plateau right now. Highest, so it's they are 8 games over 500 as of tonight too. That's the highest it's been this season. That's pretty remarkable considering where they've been this year too. So Cutter Crawford, he's on the hill for Friday night. It's TBA right now against the Giants. In case you don't know anything about the Giants right now, they are 55-47, kind of right where you are right now, you Red Sox. Pretty similar kind of teams. And Gabe Kapler is the manager, so another kind of Red Sox reconnecting right there too. What do you feel about this upcoming series?
Something about the Giants, it's just that grittiness. They pitch well. They don't have any star players on the offensive side of the game that's really jumping out at you, but they play a very gritty game. Honestly, like you said, it's very reminiscent of the Red Sox team. It would be so 2023 Red Sox to lay an absolute goose egg here and lose like 2 out of 3 after you just beat the best team in baseball. I'm hoping for 2 out of 3 here. What I need to not see anymore, though, is we've been really treading water with these openers, and we've gotten, I don't know if you want to call it luck. If the baseball gods are on our side, that needs to end. I don't know we need to make a move this weekend, not wait until Monday or Tuesday, whenever the deadline is, and capitalize on this momentum right now. We need another arm.
The good news is that Whitlock and Hulk are coming back at some
Right.
point. And I know Alex Cora said today that he wants them back as soon as they can.
So
Naturally,
that
of
sounds like a
course,
relief.
that's how everybody would feel.
That sounds like a bullpen.
But that
move
to
you, right?
me sounds like relief.
That's exactly.
That sounds to me like that because we need more starters than we do bullpen arms right now. It's great to have the depth.
Right.
But all that depth we've just talked about, those 7, 8 names that we just rattled off have been tremendous.
Yeah,
we didn't even talk about Chris Murphy and Joe Jakes and some of the other guys that are there. They've been doing great. So you need starters.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't like the opener thing. It's gotten me more used to it because Nick Pivetta has at least dominated with doing that. So if you give one, maybe Berardino or Schreiber are your opener for 1 inning, and then you transition it to Pivetta or some sorts.
I despise it on a regular basis like this, though. Like it's been.
I don't like it either. I'm a traditionalist. I don't like that stuff.
But it's also you're just like you're playing with fire because relievers can be inconsistent, as great as they are. Giving up a 2, 3, 4 spot in the beginning of the game, and you're really putting yourself behind the 8 ball just before you even get up to bat. Sometimes a spot doing it here and there, maybe once a month, because you need to, it's out of necessity, is one thing. But having 2 openers every time through the rotation is just, it's a lot. And I think we're asking a lot
the
of
Boston Red Sox,
yeah.
not the Tampa Rays. You're just not.
More than
I hate that mentality. We've gotten lucky, like you said.
Yeah, more than anything else.
Absolutely lucky.
We're getting into the dog days of summer, and we have found ourselves in a position where we're going to play meaningful baseball, hopefully, throughout all of August and September. You do not want to burn out these relief arms, especially guys like Pivetta, Bernardino, right? He started the game yesterday, or Schreiber started yesterday, pitched again today. Bernardino, I think, pitched the last he opened on Sunday, I believe, and he's pitching again now.
And then he threw tonight for just a batter, but still.
Yeah,
you're going to get into those long days that you need to keep them a little bit more rested as you get into a potential playoff spot.
Absolutely.
So Friday night, I'm still feeling good about this team. I think the Red Sox do come out to San Francisco with a little bit of an edge, a little cockiness, feel good kind of story. And I think that vibe translates into Friday night's game. I'm going to give the Red Sox a victory on that one, with Cutter Crawford continuing to give you that consistency that you'd so desperately needed for him to fill. I mean, he's been their 3 starter ever since Sale went down. He has been. And if he's going to continue to give you solid innings, 6, 7 innings of 3 runs or less, sign me up.
Absolutely.
If that's what you're going to get from that. So I'm hoping for a little bit more of the same there. And then after it's the Giants series, I believe they also go over to Seattle. I'm just going to double check that real quick.
Yep,
but I believe Seattle is who we face on the 31st. So it's this whole schedule's been weird. I don't know why they didn't just play the Giants and Oakland, all that together, or Giants and Seattle when they played Oakland earlier a couple weeks back. But this is how the schedule flows this season, with playing all your teams in baseball, which I got to say I do enjoy.
No, so do I.
We hope everybody here enjoyed our show. Again, this was a little bit longer tonight because in our eyes, again, this was a feel-good story for the Red Sox tonight. We felt it was their best win of the season. We feel like we needed to interact with you guys a little bit more and just tell you at least how we're feeling about the team. There's been that whole nonsense sometimes that, there's always negativity about things. Just call it like we see. That's all it is. We call it like we see. And right now, we are feeling really good about how things are with this team. Again, they're 8 games over 500 and just got off their massive win tonight against Atlanta. Got their sweep. Got the sweep last night and tonight with this final score of 5-3 tonight. And what more can you say about that from tonight?
Nope, you can't ask for anything more than that, right? The boys got us feeling good heading into the dog days of summer. Let's hope that, the story of the season so far has been we play up to the competition and then we play down. So let's just keep it up here. The vibes are here. The level of plays up here. Let's just keep it up.
That's what we're hoping for. So we hope to talk with you all again more as the Red Sox go out to the West Coast. Again, they start Friday night, 10:15 is the start against the San Francisco Giants. We hope everybody has a great rest of your night.